Loka, the Vetalas, the inhabitants of Kimpurusha Loka, and the personal servants of Vishnu like Sunanda and Kumuda. All of them came near the Lord, who glowed with intense light. They individually offered their obeisances and prayers, their hands folded at their heads. Shri Brahma Vacha Natoasmi Anantaya Duranta Saktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyanam Gune Swalilaya Sandate Vyayatatmane. Shri Brahma Vacha Nato Asmi Anantaya Durantaya Saktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyaman Gune Swalilaya Sandate Vyayatmane. Shri Brahma Vacha Nato Asmi Anantaya Duranta Saktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyaman Gune Swalilaya Sandate Vyayatmane. Finally chant. Shri Brahma Vacha Duranta Saktaye Vichitra Viryaya Pavitra Karmane Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyaman Gune Swalilaya Sandhate Vyatmane. Shri Brahma Vacha Vichitra Viryayam Vishwasya Sarga Sthiti Samyaman Gune Swalilaya Sandhate Vyatmane. And there's nothing like we sing and chant with heart, or we try to at least. And Krishna consciousness is a practice of invoking pure love. And with that mood, when we approach, it frees us from the pressure of being right and wrong. Because if not for now, ultimately or eventually, whatever we do out of pure love, it is inadvertently right only. So if you like to try, you can try. Or Nato asmi anantaya duranta saktaye विचित्रवीर्याय पवित्रकर्मणे विश्वस्य सर्गस्थितिसंयमान् गुणे स्वलीलया सन्धते व्ययात्मने. Hari Bol. Shri Brahma Uvacha. Lord Brahma said, Nata, bow down, Asmi, I am, Anantaya, unto the unlimited Lord. Duranta, very difficult to find an end to. Saktaye, who possesses different potencies. Vichitra Viryaya, having varieties of prowess. Pavitra Karmane, whose actions have no reaction even though doing contrary things. He remains without contamination by the material modes. Visvasya, of the universe, Sarga, creation, Sthiti, maintenance, Samyamana, and annihilation, Kune, by the material qualities, Swalilaya, very easily, Sandate, performs, Avyaya Atmane, whose personality never deteriorates. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki. Lord Brahma prayed, My Lord, you are unlimited and you possess unending potencies. No one can estimate or calculate your prowess and wonderful influence, for your actions are never polluted by the material energy. Through the material qualities, you very easily create the universe, maintain it, and again annihilate it. Yet you remain the same, without deterioration. I therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. The activities of the Lord are always wonderful. His personal servants Jai and Vijay were confidential friends, yet they were cursed and they accepted bodies of demons. Again, in the family of one such demon, Prahlad Maharaj was caused to take birth to exhibit the behavior of an exalted devotee, and then the Lord accepted the body of Narasimhadev to kill the same demon, who by the Lord's own will had taken birth in a demoniac family. Therefore, who can understand the Lord's transcendental activities? Not to speak of understanding the transcendental activities of the Lord, no one can understand even the activities of His servants. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 23, text 39, it is said, Tara Vakya Kriya Mudra Vigyena Bujai. No one can understand the activities of the Lord's servants. Therefore, what to speak of the activities of the Lord? Who can understand how Krishna is benefiting the entire world? The Lord is addressed as Duranta Shakti because no one can understand his potencies and how he acts. Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yoga Siksharthameka Purusha Purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharir Kripam Buddhirya Tamaham Prapadye. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्ति स्वरूपाय गोविंदिति नामिने गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे परतत्व प्रकाशिने श्री दामोदर देवस्य प्रियाय ते नमो नमः। What would you say is the most powerful force in the universe, or the ultimate powerful force in the universe without any comparison? God's love. Yes. It is the desire of the Lord, the will of the Lord. Hari Icha Baliyasi. The desire of the Lord, the will of the Lord. As in English language, there is this saying, right? Not even a grass of blade moves without, not even a grass of blade moves without the will of the Lord. Nothing happens without the will of the Lord. One may question that is will of the Lord supreme than the will of his pure devotee? Uh, is the will of the Lord supreme than the will of his pure devotee? The will of his pure devotees is higher than the will of the Lord. But that is also within the will of the Lord. That is also within the desire of the Lord. Hmm. Krishna is the Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. Hmm. This is the Bhagavatiya Siddhant. एते च अंश कलपुंस कृष्णस्तु भगवान स्वयं इंद्रारी व्याकुलम लोके मृदयंती युगे युगे. This we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, text chapter 3, text 28. Uh, of all the uh, expansions, the plenary portions, the Vivina expansions, of all the expansions of Lord Shri Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, say, एते च अंश कलपुंस कृष्णस्तु भगवान स्वयं. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. So this is the enemies of Lord Indra, and Krishna appears in every millennium. Well, Krishna appears every moment. Question is, are we there at the door of our heart to receive him? How far is Krishna from us? Depends on our consciousness. He is as far as we allow him to be. And he's as close as we want him to be. Depends on our consciousness. Krishna is right here. He is present in this assembly and outside of this assembly. Everything we see is a manifestation of Krishna's energy. Everything we see. Uh, and then when we further advance in our consciousness, we would want to be associated by the power of Krishna's internal energy. Internal energy means his trusted energy, his tried and tested energy. Say. his own energy. Uh, In our houses, where do we keep the bins? Outside the house, right? Uh, In the garden or outside the house. And where do we keep money? The safe. In a very safe place, covered. In a place where we trust, and who knows, only trusted persons have access to it. Now, the bin is what? It's a property of the house only, of the house owner. Huh? Uh, and the safe is also the property of the house owner. But the bin is a bit of a, perhaps a bit of a mundane example, but the bin is like external to the house. Say. Uh, And safe is something very important, very tried, tested, sure, firm sort of thing. So everything is resting on Krishna's energy. This is Bhagavatiya Siddhant. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita as well, right? Mata parataram na anyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvam idam protam sukte mani ivagana. Sutre mani ivagana. Everything is resting on me. No one is equal to or superior than me. Srimad Bhagavad Gita 7.7 Krishna tells this. Krishna only declares this emphatically that everyone, no one is equal to or superior than me, and everything is resting as pearls strung on a thread. Everything is resting like that. So everything is resting on Krishna's energy. This is why everyone is directly or indirectly a servant of Krishna. Meaning everyone is directly or indirectly conscious of Krishna. Now, human form of life gives us so many opportunities. Yet again, today also we have an opportunity to be directly conscious of Krishna. And for us to be helped to come to this position that we are directly conscious of Krishna, the direct help is Krishna's devotees. They are the direct help for us. Uh, They inspire, encourage, they lead the way, they show the path to us to be directly Krishna conscious. So, the highest force in this universe and beyond this universe is the will of the Lord. The will of the pure devotees of the Lord supersedes the will of the Lord, and this is also within the will of the Lord. When it comes to someone who is not directly Krishna conscious, he is, say, controlled by the will of the Lord in the form of karma, karmic reactions, in the form of material nature, facilitating or arranging or acting and giving that platform, that structure for the karmic reaction to come about, in the form of time. Time plays a dominant role, heavy role. Karma plays a heavy role. And who is bearing the brunt of all of it? The soul proper. But when the soul proper, spiritual identity, comes in contact with the divine energy of Krishna, the internal energy of Krishna, the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna, and takes the shelter of the devotees of Lord Shri Krishna, then the devotee, the soul proper, the living entity acts, but he can free himself out of karmic reaction, even though living in this world, no karma on him. To give a small example, some of you, have you heard of James Bond by any chance? Anyone? No, James Bond. So, James. Okay, just wondering if someone. Uh, so, in British movies, James Bond is a character, right? And he's the spy of the Scotland Yard, I believe, or like that. And he goes around different countries, saving the world, saving Great Britain, and he does such Hercules task and jumps from aeroplane and flies in the sky and everything, climbs the buildings and all, and he does such fantastic things. Now when he goes to different countries and saving the world, his identity is hidden. A new passport and everything is given to him. And he goes in different countries and he beats the bad people and saves Great Britain. And in that, there's no karma involved in it. There's no karma. Rather, he is facilitated. He's given an award. So, so with that regard, similarly, when we come under the internal potency of Lord Shri Krishna, then even though acting in this world, there is no karma involved in us. We need to fine tune our consciousness. Like this, na radio. Sometimes the match or things is going on, but if I'm not able to tune in into that frequency, I won't listen to the song or the commentary of the football match or cricket match, whatever is going on. Say. Likewise, Krishna is throughout there, present throughout, and he's wanting to have a dialogue with us. I need to fine tune my consciousness, the frequency of my consciousness, and this can become very easily, lovingly, clearly fine tuned in the association of devotees of the Lord. So, this whole human form of life gives us an opportunity eh, to transcend our consciousness fully, thoroughly, completely transcend our consciousness. As rivers, water of the rivers, it is naturally to flow into the seas. Water of the seas is naturally to flow into the ocean. Likewise, the proclivity, the natural proclivity of a soul proper is to make the dormant love for Krishna flow towards Krishna. Ah. And this is where the practice and the process of Krishna consciousness, devotee association, reading, hearing, chanting, Shri Shri Khoranita Mayapur Sashi Ki Jam, uh, helps the practitioner, the sadhaka, the soul proper, that how can the soul proper, he or she say, transcend or channelize his love for Krishna rather than Krishna's material energy. Herein Hiranyakashipu performed such austerities, but all with an intent. Who was the benefactor? The benefactor was I, me, and mine. Prahlad Maharaj, what austerities did he perform, externally speaking, in comparison to Hiranyakashipu? Minute, very minute. But the benefactor was who? Guru and Gaurang, for the pleasure of Guru and Gaurang, for the pleasure of the Lordship. So this, now the highest force in the universe is Krishna's desire, desire of the Lord. Or naturally, definitely, yes, very true. The highest force in the universe and beyond is God's love. Now, God's love is synonymous to God's desire. There is no gap. There is no gap between God's love and God's desire. Love and desire, they are synonymous. Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad helps us understand. Love and humility is synonymous. There can be no love without humility. No love without humility. Love and humility is synonymous. Love and desire is synonymous. And wherever we say love means care, the service of the beloved, the joy, the happiness of the beloved. In a sentence, what is Krishna consciousness? It is a desire, a practice, a desire, um, using all our channelizing all our faculties, thought, mind, intelligence, hands, actions, words, and all speech, everything for the pleasure of Guru and Gaurang, for the pleasure of the lordships, for the pleasure of Shishikhorantai Mayapur Sashi. for the pleasure of the divine couple. That is Krishna consciousness. Thinking, feeling, willing, acting in a way to bring joy to Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Love is synonymous to desire, love is synonymous to humility, love is synonymous to greed. Where there is love, there is bound to be greed. Without greed, it is infatuation. It won't be incessant. Greed means never satisfied, never satisfied, always hankering, always yearning, always longing. And somewhat experience we have this. Even though, say, children or us, even though we are given a toy, huh? Or children, even though they are given a toy, or us grown ups, even though we are given a toys like cars, houses, and all, we have it, but we never want to lose it. We are never satisfied of it. We always want to have it and more and more and more. So, this is Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the entire practice of Krishna consciousness, whereas love is at the core, love is at the center of it. And we cannot understand the will of the Lord. We cannot understand. We see na, in the purport, it says, who can understand the transcendental activities of the Lord? And not to speak of understanding the transcendental activities of the Lord, no one can understand even the activities of his servants. Does it mean that we are bereft? Does it mean that we are not permitted, we are not allowed? Why would Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna consciousness is the most practical philosophy, the lifestyle, the teachings, the learnings, the life proper. Why would Krishna or Vyasdev ji ever say or write anything which is out of our means or not within the grasp of the soul proper? They wouldn't give us anything which is not for us to take in. So it is only when we do not dovetail our consciousness in pure loving sentiment of Krishna, then there is a gap. Arjuna, there was a gap. Arjuna was not willing to fight. There was a huge gap in Arjuna's thought process, say, and Krishna's thought process. But Arjuna surrendered. He was quick enough to surrender. He surrendered. And he allowed Krishna that I allow myself to be used by you. Kindly educate me, kindly use me, kindly take me the way you want me to. Then he allowed himself to get into the heart of Krishna, to peek into the heart of Krishna, to see the desire of Krishna. And then Krishna was able to speak to Arjuna, and Arjuna was getting all the message. So it is only when we allow ourselves, Krishna wants to have a dialogue with us. Why would he not want to reveal himself? So when we are not in good association, yes, Krishna reserves the right to not reveal himself. Naham prakasa sarvasya yoga maya samavrita. Mudo yam nabijanati loko mam ajam avyayam. Krishna says this in Bhagavad Gita 7:25. Naham prakasa sarvasya. I am not manifest. Yoga maya samavrita. Samavrita means completely covered, say. By whom? By my energy. The external energy covers. Just like a small example, some of you might have been to cinema hall or know the cinema hall, right? So when we go out to watch a movie, what do? They turn off the lights. Have we ever watched a movie with lights on? Never. Why? Because if lights is on, we won't be able to watch the movie. We won't be able to put ourselves what is happening. How again Mr. James Bond is beating the bad guys and saving Great Britain. We won't be able to watch that. Because what we will be seeing each other, we will be more aware of our reality, our present temporary existence. and we will be so many things going in our heads: school, college, uni, work, exam, bills, whatnot, and all of this. So turn off the lights and let them sink. Let them sink down in this fiction movies and all of this. Hmm? Likewise, if we do not desire, aspire to be Krishna conscious, okay. In love, there is no force. There is no, there is push. Definitely there is push. Gentle push or a bit of a strong push. There's some shaking up, something that, but in love, there is no force. There is no, you cannot force someone to love Krishna. No, you cannot force. So Krishna then kindly reserves and he sees, and this is for our benefit as well. Imagine, imagine if in Les Ego itself, imagine that if Krishna was controlling, if he was forceful in wanting us to love him, everyone will go into depression. Everyone. People are not ready yet. But it is devotees' obligation and duty then to make it happen the will of Krishna, to make happen those who are not ready yet, to prepare them, to make them ready. This is the desire and the will of Krishna. Krishna does not want to hide himself or keep himself distance or away from us. Now we ask a question: what is more important? Say, how to say, like, um, to come in the love circle of Krishna or to come in the trust circle of Krishna? Yes, without trust, there is no love in there. Uh, to come in the love, yes, bro. From on Krishna's part, he's doing his job very nicely. It is only Krishna who loves and every iota of his creation, and he's doing that. The ask from us is not to love everyone. We don't have that capacity as well, that we can love everyone. But this much Krishna desires, expects from us, wants from us: hate no one. This is within our grasp, or we should work that we hate no one. We dislike, detest, abhor no one. What Krishna wants us naturally to love him. But before loving him, he has to earn our trust. If I can demonstrate, if I can somehow show that yes, I am reliable, you can trust upon me, I am trustworthy. To that degree, then Krishna will reveal himself. He will open up to us. And to the degree we want to have our independent style of working, independent style of functioning, and all, independent of Krishna, to that degree, we are in illusion, we are in Maya, we are on our own then. So maybe I will take a pause if there are any questions, comments, or any clarifications. Yes, bro. But everything is Krishna's energy. Everything. From Krishna's perspective, there is no matter. From Krishna's perspective, there is no material world. Like wherever sun goes, it is day only. It is bright. Wherever goddess of learning Saraswati is, there is all knowledge, there is wisdom. No? So from Krishna's perspective, there is no matter. From Krishna's perspective, again, everything and everyone belongs to Krishna. But then, at same time, we have minute independence because Krishna loves us. This Srishti, this creation is also part of his Leela. And we are never created, Krishna is never created. We exist since eternity. But again, we are also Krishna's energy only. But does he trust us? Because we are individual living entities, na? We have that minute independence. We have that minute independence. And because we have been misusing our minute independence since eternity, this is why I am stuck with you, you are stuck with me. And now, when we channelize our independence, uh, when we surrender our free will at the divine lotus feet of our spiritual master, Guru Gauranga Acharya Srila Prabhupada, then Krishna can trust us. Then he will train us, prepare us. So Krishna, everything is Krishna's energy, and Krishna trusts his energies. So when we are not Krishna conscious, directly say we are under the purview of law of karma, all of this acts. But when we are under the shelter of Krishna's devotees, then no more karmic reaction. uh, no more repeated birth, death, old age, disease. Even though a sadhaka has to take birth again. But what is important? Protecting the consciousness, not the body. Krishna looks after the consciousness of the soul proper, even though the soul has to take a birth again. Even now, living in this world, we can be liberated. Na? We can act like a liberated. And that much token of trust say has to be given to Krishna. That much token has to be given to Krishna, so that he can prepare us for a higher realm, for a higher realm. Does this answer your question? Love means two. Prabhupada says this in his classes and writings. Love means two, the lover and the beloved. Love means to serve. Love means the joy of the other. Love means humility. Whatever is brings joy to the beloved. That. So love is never singular like that. Love means to Krishna and Krishna's devotees. That is where we find our completeness, our wholesomeness, the saturation of the soul proper. And in here, the now God, there are various ways. What is the definition of God? One who is all capable, one who is all powerful. One who is all capable, all powerful, he is all knowledgeable as well. It is within his capacity to be all knowledgeable, right? Then it is within his capacity to be all pervading. Because he is all capable, he is all powerful, he is all pervading. Every, so the various ways. The concept of God is very beautifully given in Brahma Samhita, and Bhagavad Gita is Krishna's kindness. He reveals his identity to us. God is someone who is perfect and complete altogether. Now, in here, purport and this we see that no one can understand the will of the Lord, the unlimited nature of the Lord, and everything. Everything is dependent on the Lord. And then Krishna himself in Bhagavatam, or the message of Bhagavatam himself, Krishna says that uh, this. अहम भक्ता पराधीनो ही अस्वतंत्र इव द्विजा साधुवीर ग्रस्त हृदयो भक्तिर भक्त जन that I am dependent on the will of my loving devotees. I'm not independent. I'm fully controlled and I'm under their will. So depends when we do not have that love for Krishna, Krishna is unlimited. He's unlimited. And is he unlimited to himself as well? Yes. Even Krishna himself does not know his complete beauty, complete glory, full beauty. No. In the realm of transcendence, there is no definition of complete. There is no definition of full. Uh, there is no definition of end over like this. It is only in societal realm that I've completed my studies, I've completed my uni, I've ended this, done this, I've made the house and all. Uh, in that realm, there is no such thing. So Krishna is unlimited to us. He is unlimited to himself as well. But that doesn't mean that he's unlimited, means does not mean that he's undefinable. Check this in Brahma Samhita, it is very beautiful. 535 or somewhere like that. Uh, uh, अद्वैतमच्युतमनादि अनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभम् आत्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Advaitam. Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Nava Yovanam cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. This Lord Brahma is helping us understand who is Lord Shri Krishna. Once it is on the screen, we can request Neo to read the translation once it is up there. Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakto. So to know Krishna, to be in love with Krishna, by understanding this, God is greater than the greatest, God is infinite, indescribable, unlimited. When you define such thing, He is unlimited. How can you fall in love with someone who is unlimited? What experience have we got of? For love means personal. Love is personal, right? Now, someone who is unlimited, God is unseen, cannot fathom, and all. So, what will make us hanker or long for us to love Him? So, Neo, read the what is on the screen.
I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is inaccessible to the Vedas, but attainable by pure unreliant devotion of the soul, who is without a second, who is not subject to decay, is without a beginning, whose form is endless, who is within, and the eternal original. Yet he is a person possessing the
Sure. Sure. In Vedas, we find yet he is a person element is missing. Govinda, God's personal specific name is missing. But all other attributes are mentioned. He's unlimited. uh, he's the source of everyone. He's this, he's that, and all. But who is he? Who is he? For the soul proper, that has to be mentioned. That has to be brought about. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam. Life is too short, and Srimad Bhagavatam does not want us that we beat about the bush or that we miss the boat. No, life is too short, and we have a long way to go. So God is unlimited, but then ultimately God is a person. And many portions Srimad Bhagavatam we see all these pastimes of God wherein we can have our entrance and we can have our personal engagement and personal seva. Thank you very much for your kind attention and participation. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम महापुराण की पतित पावन शिल प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी.